Hello, everyone. After watching Berna Meyer's TED Talk, I came to the realization that we all have our own biases, even me, which was kind of hard for me to come to terms with, that we should dispel to open up ourselves to people so we don't have an opinion of them made before they even approach us. I know with this topic specifically, I feel like this semester I've been struggling with the the diversity in Black Studies courses. Um, you know, I just felt like that students were entering just because they couldn't get into a course that was out of Africana Studies. So I had to kind of remove myself and stop making it personal and really like expand my mind to the different things that they could learn as far as Black culture, or even just opening them up to be in a space where it is African centered, because Black students never had that opportunity when they were in high school. So coming into college and we have these safe spaces and classroom settings where we're learning about the African diaspora, I just feel like everybody should have the opportunity to learn and really genuinely retain the information. For the first question, how do we disassociate ourselves from our own associations? Um, you really just have to step outside of who you are and who you think you are and who you think you have to be in order to please the people whose opinions you care about. So, um, you know, I feel like at a point I was definitely a Black activist. I was very much so for all Black empowerment, but in order for me to see life on a broader, not so intense scale, I had to step out of that person that I was becoming. Not saying it was a bad person, but I had to step out of that person that I was becoming to genuinely see what my interests were. An example of this is when I was looking at law schools. Um, I wanted to be a civil rights attorney because I wanted to fight for Black people. I wanted to give Black people legal powers that they didn't know they had or had access to. But I've been involved in event coordinating since I was 15 years old. So for the past 11 years, I've been an event coordinator. So it just didn't feel right me just pushing, my everything that I had worked for up until this point. I've been a part of multiple Black organizations, multiple Black leadership committees. Like I've done a lot. I'm not gonna go down the whole list because that'll take up most of the time. But I've done a lot. So for me to just take on civil rights and just do pro bono law, that wouldn't have made me happy. So I came to the realization that I still wanted to be a lawyer because I still wanted to be able to practice and help people, but entertainment law would be a better fit for me and my personal goals. So I had to not necessarily disassociate myself. I had to remove myself from who I thought that I should have been versus who I truly wanted to be. And also, another way that you can look at that is I'm not anyone's stereotype, even though like right now I have red hair and long nails. Like this is who I want to be. This is what I like to do. This is how I take care of myself. So I don't see myself as a stereotype. What are biases that we have that we want to overcome? Think about stereotypes you hold against other communities. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I was having trouble with accepting non-Black students in Africana Studies courses. But I feel like, in this class, when I can see your video responses and I feel like they're genuine and you're actually trying to learn the material, then who am I to judge? This is my class. I'm not the professor. I'm not running the show. So as long as I feel like there's a genuine connection between all the students in the class and the material that we're learning, then I'd have no issue with anyone coming into an Africana Studies course and attempting to retain the information. Um, but I want to be more comfortable with it, of course, because there are times where, I still hear certain comments and it still puts me on edge and kind of makes me feel like, well, why are you in this course? But like I said, I'm not the professor. It's not for me to judge. And the last question is, finally, please expand on your understanding of the quote mentioned by Verna Myers. Biases are stories we make up of people before we know who they are. We all have preconceived notions, but it's up to you as a person to decide if you're going to let that preconceived notion define who you are as a person, and also define the person that you're prejudging. So, are you going to step up and really humble yourself to the fact that you have not walked in this person's path? You've only seen what you know through media and maybe negative encounters, and you can't just make a general judgment off of people? Or are you going to stay comfortable in your own biases and impose your judgment on people, make people uncomfortable, sort of be a bully to the situation, So, yeah, I definitely feel like biases do hold us back as people from understanding each other's experiences. And I like to say I'm nosy because I always want to hear everyone's story, everyone's life stories, everyone's path that they have walked. I'm genuinely interested. So I don't want to let biases hold me back from getting to know people.